Hello, everybody. Welcome to Betting Insights. I am your host, Timothy, joined by Sergio.
Hey everybody.
We want to thank everybody for joining in. As you know, we are discussing five different club competitions across Europe: Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, Eredivisie, and La Liga. Now we are discussing every game individually and telling you guys what a smart bet is for that game. Now, the last two episodes, Sergio was off, but he is back now with some sharp tips, I think.
Yes. Yes, I had a busy few weeks, but I'm back to support you as always.
All right. Now, let's get started. Today we are starting with the Bundesliga. First game on the schedule is Borussia Dortmund hosting Werder Bremen. Now Borussia Dortmund wins is set at 1.33. Werder Bremen wins set at 8.5. Total goals is posted at 3.5. Now Dortmund yet to lose a game in the Bundesliga, but still I'm not sold on them yet. They've been very lucky to escape with some of their wins, but Werder Bremen, they just sit right above the relegation zone with just two wins. Both of those wins came at home against the two worst teams in the Bundesliga. Now, Dortmund should have no trouble putting aside Werder Bremen, given that this is a better team. Bremen have allowed 17 goals, tied for second worst. So you can look for Dortmund to get on the score sheet. I don't have a bet for this game, but Sergio, you got something.
Uh, no, maybe because it's a Friday game. Weird things always happen on a Friday. So so maybe you could do like Werder Bremen. No, Borussia Dortmund wins, but both teams to score, and both teams to score. So that's the way to go. Over 3.5. I would not try that one. It's uh it's a little bit too many
Yeah,
too
that's
many
a
goals. I
that yeah,
think.
that's a risky bet going over 3.5 because you can't back Werder Bremen to score in this game. But on the other hand, they have a pretty weak defense, so you also don't want to bet the under 3.5. So I'm staying away from the total goals posted. But like you said, the Dortmund to win both teams to score may be a way to go, but I'm staying away.
Uh, Werder Bremen won last season in Dortmund.
Yeah, but you can't pass it. You can't possibly back them in this spot. Just a no.
Yeah, that's right.
Disagree.
Yeah, I know. They are worse than last season. Yes.
All right, let's get to the next game. Freiburg hosting Bochum. Freiburg wins set at 1.73. Bochum wins set at 4.75. Total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Bochum yet to win a game, and while Freiburg has won one game in the last five club competitions and two of five overall. Now, both teams are very low scoring with just 12 goals between them. On the other hand, also pretty weak defenses for both teams with 32 goals allowed between them. So you actually don't know which way to go here. Should it go over the 2.5 because they can't score? I'm sorry, under to the 2.5 because they can score, or over the 2.5 goals because weak defenses. So I'm leaning towards an Freiburg to win this game, and I'm also leaning towards the over 2.5 goals, given the weak defenses. But Sergio, where are you at?
Over 2.5 goals. I think the odds are too low for me. Um, Freiburg to win. I could agree with you there. They won the last four games that they played against Bochum, and and also this season it looks like they're gonna have an edge over Bochum. Bochum is, yeah, really terrible. Haven't won a game yet, but the longer it takes for them to win, the sooner it will come. But I think Freiburg is still a little bit too strong for them to actually, do something.
Yeah,
So Freiburg win. Not one of my logs, but I'm sure Freiburg will. will win this game.
Yeah, I'm also on Freiburg. Like I said, I'm also leaning towards the over 2.5 because of the weak defenses. But okay, we're both on Freiburg, so let's get to the next game. All right. Wolfsburg hosting Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Bayer Leverkusen red hot, still haven't lost the game yet. The only game they dropped points was against Bayern Munich on the road. For Wolfsburg wins is set at 4.6. Bayer Leverkusen wins set at 1.74. Total goals is posted at 3.5. Now, Leverkusen, they have scored 23 goals and allowed just 6. Wolfsburg, on the other hand, has won all of their home games, all of the 3 home games. But the last time they beat Leverkusen at home was back in 2015. So this kind of feels like a trap game because Leverkusen hasn't lost yet, but it's hard to step in front of the train that is Leverkusen right now. They are very good. They are very good. So I would play Leverkusen over 1.5 goals in this game, given that they average over 3 goals a game. So an over 1.5 seems like a safe bet. But Sergio, you got something here.
Yeah, I'm going totally the other way. Leverkusen haven't lost the game yet, and I think they're gonna lose their first match against Wolfsburg now. Wolfsburg, they won, lost, and now I think it's gonna be a win. For Leverkusen, you're right. Um, they're they're on a high. They it seems like they're gonna win almost every match against teams like Wolfsburg, but I think it's time for them to lose on now, and I feel that Wolfsburg is a team that is gonna stop the streak.
Yeah,
Everybody is also thinking that Wolfsburg will lose, and usually
yeah,
it
and
goes the other way.
the line opened up at Leverkusen almost 2-1, and now it's dropped down to 1.74. So that means the money is
Yes.
coming in on Leverkusen. So everybody's back in Leverkusen. Um, we're coming off an international break where also weird things happen. So you might be right on that spot backing in Wolfsburg, but oh man, I can't step in front of the train that is Leverkusen. They're just very hot. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna back them over 1.5 goals. I'm gonna stay away from the win because, like I said, it feels like a trap game, but over 1.5 goals for Leverkusen, good spot. And anything else to add?
or yeah, or maybe a double chance for Wolfsburg. That's
Oh,
uh that's also if they won't lose by Leverkusen, they'll draw. So
oh,
I would prefer a double chance for Wolfsburg.
all right. Let's get to the next game. Union Berlin hosting Stuttgart. Union Berlin wins set at 2.6. Stuttgart wins set at 2.75. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, the line for the total goals seems very low given the goal scoring form of Stuttgart. But Union has lost 7 games in a row overall, and they were kept scoreless in 4 of those games. Stuttgart, they continued their hot streak against Wolfsburg. The only slip up Stuttgart had was against Leipzig. Like I said, Stuttgart averaged more than 3 goals a game, and Union has allowed 7 goals in the last 2 games. So for me, Stuttgart over 1.5 goals is the obvious play here, and that's one of my best bets for the weekend. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit strange for the odds for Stuttgart to be so high. I don't know what the reason for that is,
No,
but
like I said, Union has
hey,
lost 7 in a row, and I get where you're going because Union has been one of the best home teams last season, but they look far from that this season.
yeah, and that's why it's weird that the odds for Stuttgart are that high. So maybe they know something that we don't. But like you said, Union lost 7 games in a row. They can't continue losing. So of course every match that comes now, they can break that streak. But seeing the form of both of them, I'm still leaning towards Stuttgart. I'm still leaning towards Stuttgart, and there was an interland break. I think Union, the form is maybe not there yet. If they were like in a upwards form now, I think that the interland break wasn't good for them. So I'm still leaning towards Stuttgart.
All right. No, I'm with you there. Like I said, I got Stuttgart over 1.5 goals as one of my bets for the weekend. All right, let's get to the next game. All right, next game. Darmstadt hosting Leipzig. Darmstadt wins set at 7. Leipzig wins set at 1.46. Total goals posted at 3.5. Now, Leipzig lost on opening day against Leverkusen, but has looked great since then. I know they drew in the last game against Bochum, but this is the perfect opponent to bounce back with a win. Now, Darmstadt has won 2 straight, but are tied for the worst defense in the league with 19 goals allowed. So Leipzig should have little trouble in putting Darmstadt aside. On the other hand, Darmstadt has scored 12 goals. So you could look for them to get on the score sheet. I don't have a best bet here. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, for this one, I would go for the over 3.5. Yes, I think that Darmstadt will maybe score once, and Leipzig maybe 2 or 3. So I would risk over 3.5 for this match. Sure.
Doesn't seem like a bad bet, but Leipzig they've only allowed 6 goals in all season, and 5 of those goals were against Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Like Leverkusen scored 3 times, Bayern Munich of course scored 2 times. So Leipzig defense seems pretty stout. Like I said, Darmstadt, they could get on the score sheet. I'm not that confident, so I'm staying away from the over 3.5, but maybe not a bad way to go.
Or maybe they will lose 0-4.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Then Leipzig would do most of the heavy lifting, so maybe not a bad spot.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Hoffenheim hosting Frankfurt. Hoffenheim wins set at 2.12. Frankfurt wins set at 3.4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Frankfurt, they finally got back to winning ways, while Hoffenheim also shook off their loss against Dortmund with a win over Bremen. But for Frankfurt, it was only their second win of the season, and they have trouble finding the net. They've only scored 6 goals so far. Also, they've lost Colomani, as we know, in the transfer window. So backing Hoffenheim in a home win here should be the play. Also, Hoffenheim has won 2 straight home games against Frankfurt. So this should be 3 straight. Also, over 1.5 goals for Hoffenheim, not a bad spot. They average more than 2 goals a game. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, actually, Hoffenheim is my first lock.
Nice.
Of the weekend. Yeah. Yes, I think Hoffenheim is in very good form at home, especially against teams like Frankfurt. So I think Hoffenheim will definitely win this game, and the odds are very, very interesting. So
yeah,
for me,
good
it's
value.
Hoffenheim.
Yeah, good value backing Hoffenheim in a win. And like I said, I'm also leaning towards Hoffenheim. I don't have it as best bet, but I'm also leaning towards Hoffenheim. All right. Next game, Mainz hosting Bayern Munich. Now, I will be quick here. Mainz is still winless. They're the they're the second worst team in the league. So obviously, I don't have a best bet here because there's very low value in backing Bayern Munich. Look for a very dominant Bayern Munich win. You got something here, Sergio.
Maybe over 3.5, but yeah, but no, still, I wouldn't do that also. no, no, for this one, definitely not an interesting bet. Unless something weird happens, but I don't think so. So no, not an interesting game this
All
weekend
right,
in the Bundesliga.
right. Let's skip that one very quickly. All right, next game. Keulen hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach. Keulen wins set at 2.33. Gladbach wins set at 3. Line for total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Keulen, they're the worst team in the league. They've just scored 4 goals. Gladbach has not looked great themselves, but they have scored 10 goals on the road and are yet to lose on the road. So Gladbach looks like the better team, but still Keulen is favorite in this game. They've only scored 4 goals. They're the worst team, but still they're favorite in this game. So one thing we know from sports betting, if it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's obviously not a duck. Listen, I'm gonna back
Yeah.
I'm gonna back Keulen in this spot, and then no, I think in Gladbach, especially last year, they were not a very good road team. So I think people will jump on Gladbach, especially given there's very good value in backing Gladbach. But I'm gonna back Keulen to get their first home win of the season. You got something here, Sergio?
Um, no, but I'm not backing Keulen. This game, it has all the ingredients for a draw. So I'm not I'm not gonna bet this game. It's it's they're for me they're too close to each other. Gladbach is just small, what, 4 points ahead, or 4 or 5 points ahead. Yeah, and Keulen, they know that they can't lose this one. One of the matches that they need to win, so they're gonna be very very careful, and mm, attacking won't be one of their main goals. So
Yeah,
I'm
what
going for a draw for this one. I'm staying away from this match.
All right. Now, like I said, I'm backing Keulen. It's not one of my best bets because I hate backing bad teams as one of my best bets. So I obviously don't have this as one of my best bets. But given that Keulen hasn't won yet and Gladbach has not lost on the road yet, this seems like a good spot for Keulen and to back Keulen. So if you're doing something, back Keulen in this spot. Don't go for Gladbach.
Mm.
All right. Next game. Heidenheim versus Augsburg. Heidenheim wins set at 2.33. Augsburg's win set at 3. Line for total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Heidenheim coming off back-to-back home wins. Now, 5 spots separates these two teams in the standings, but actually, they're pretty evenly matched. Both teams have scored 10 goals. Heidenheim has allowed 15 goals. Augsburg has allowed 17 goals. So they're basically the same team. With 32 goals allowed between these two teams, I would go for the over 2.5 goals in this game. Where are you going here, Sergio?
No, no, I'm leaning more towards Augsburg in this one. Yeah, yeah, they lost their last 2 games, and for me, Augsburg, I still think that they are just a little bit better than Heidenheim. And Heidenheim is one of the teams that they're gonna have to get their points, and so I think that they're gonna do their very best to get something out of this game. Um, and
Yeah,
if
but
they win, they can maybe go to 10th or 11. So I'm leaning towards Augsburg for this one, and also the odds are
Yeah,
very interesting.
I agree with you that Augsburg is a little bit better, but I think given that Heidenheim plays at home, maybe give them a slight advantage. So, like I said, I'm going for the over 2.5 goals in this game, but I'm leaning towards Heidenheim. So, not a bet at Heidenheim. I'm betting over 2.5 goals, but a lean towards Heidenheim.
Yeah, okay.
All right, that wraps up Bundesliga. Let's get to La Liga. First game on the schedule, Osasuna hosting Granada. Osasuna wins set at 1.89. Granada wins set at 4.35. Line for the total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Osasuna has one win in the last 5 games, but has not scored in 3 of the last 4 games. Granada are somehow worse. They have only one win that came at home, and they have yet to keep a clean sheet. So it's hard to back either of these teams in this spot. This game has to be a stay away. You got something here, Sergio.
Mm. Yeah. It's a Friday game. It's Spain, La Liga. This game is a draw. It's a 1-1. 1-1. You could go for the exact score and risk a 1-1. This is a 1-1 game.
All right, maybe so.
Sure.
You're not wrong in that, but I'm staying away from this game. It's hard to back either of these teams. All right, let's get to the next game. Real Sociedad hosting Mallorca. Real Sociedad wins set at 1.63. Mallorca wins set at 7. Line for total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Mallorca, one win in the last 5 and 3 straight draws. Sociedad, they're coming off a loss against Atletico Madrid, where they should feel like they could have gotten more out of that game. In the second half, especially, they were the better team. But Sociedad has not been beaten at home this season, and I think that trend should continue here. Mallorca has scored in each of the last 5 games, so I would look for both teams to score in this spot. And I expect Real Sociedad to get away with a win. You got something here, Sergio.
The last time both teams scored was just only last season, but all the matches before only one team scored, and usually it was Real Sociedad. So over 2.5 is also not interesting because they almost never score more than 2 goals when they play against each other. So a safe bet would be to go for Sociedad for a win. And that's it. You can try nothing else for this game, and the odds are not that interesting either. So I'm staying away from this one, but Real Sociedad for a win. That's the possible outcome.
Yeah, that's the most likely outcome. Real Sociedad should get the win. It's for me. It seems like Mallorca has gotten some goal scoring form, but then again, you're right. If you look at the head-to-head matchups, Mallorca almost they don't score in the head-to-head matchup. So that may be a tricky
No,
spot, but I expect Sociedad to get the win here. All right, next game, Getafe hosting Real Betis. Getafe wins set at 2.55. Real Betis wins set at 3.15. Total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Betis has now lost in 5 games, while Getafe sit on one win in the last 5 games. Still not a lot to separate these two teams. And after a road win in match day 1, Betis has looked awful on the road. Getafe has not lost at home yet, but are somewhat low scoring at home. This for me has all the ingredients of a draw.
yeah.
So I'm staying away from this game. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, for me it's Manuel Pellegrini all the way. No. Still, I think, yeah, no. I'm leaning more towards Betis. Getafe, yeah, for me, very disappointing. Also this season, I really expected more from them. Yeah, still it's only 3 points that separate them from Betis. But still, I think Betis will definitely finish higher. But I'm leaning more towards Betis. They have a interesting odd also, and I still believe that they're better and they are trader. So
Now, I
I'm
agree
going
with
for
you.
Betis.
I agree with you that Betis possibly will finish higher in the standings. I'm not sure they get the win on the road against Getafe. So, like I said, for me, this feels like a draw. If I were to do something, I would look for both teams to score, but I think I'm staying away from this game. All right, next game. Sevilla hosting Real Madrid. Sevilla has lost one of the last 5 games overall, but has lost 4 straight at home against Real Madrid. Real Madrid only has one loss all season. That came up against Atletico Madrid on the road, and Sevilla. They look nothing like Atletico Madrid. They also
No.
switch coaches. They have a new coach. So for me, this odd it stinks. Sevilla wins is set at 4.2. Real Madrid wins is set at 1.87. So 1.87 doesn't seem that high, but given the form that Sevilla's in, this is a very high odd for Real Madrid. Is there any other way to go
Yeah.
than backing Real Madrid in a win?
Yes, just like you said, Sevilla they switch coaches, and when that happens, usually the team gets some kind of a boost, and I think that that's something that the betting sites are counting on, and I would still go for Real Madrid, but Sevilla, I think the last 2 matches they started playing better. So especially against when they played against PSV, okay, it's you can compare that with Real Madrid, but still, their game, yeah, it evolved a little bit. And when they played against Vallecano, they played good, but it were just a few little mistakes that that they conceded goals against. But I'm leaning towards Real Madrid still in this one.
Like Real Madrid has to be the play here, and I know Sevilla they switch coaches, they get a boost, but Real Madrid is the far better team. Now, one thing that might concern me is that Real Madrid has, and after this week they play Barcelona. Could the players have one eye on that game and drop their guard in this game?
No, I don't think so because they're going to lose that match. So I think that they're going to win this one. They're going to try their best to win this one.
All right.
So,
Spoken like a true Barcelona
yeah.
fan. Spoken like a true Barcelona fan. All right. We'll get
No,
to
you
that.
know,
We'll get to that matchup next week. We'll get to that matchup next week.
next week. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. For this game, we got Real Madrid winning against Sevilla. Next game, Celta Vigo hosting Atletico Madrid. Celta Vigo wins at 3.8. Atletico wins at 2.06. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this line also baffles me. Atletico Madrid over 2 against lowly Celta, who sit on 1 win. They got against Granada.
Yeah.
Celta looks awful.
Yeah.
Celta looks awful. I don't get this line at all.
Yeah.
Please explain, Sergio.
Um, if I didn't know better, I would put my whole salary on on Atletico Madrid. But that's a joke, everybody. Don't do that. No, but Atletico Madrid is definitely my second lock of the weekend. I don't understand it. Maybe it's just a mistake. but usually they will make mistakes. Yeah, no. Atletico Madrid, I'm sure they will win this game, and even over 2.5 goals is set at 2. So if you go for the more than 2.5, it's a safe bet, and a win for Atletico Madrid is the same. So one of those two, but I'm going for Atletico Madrid win in this one.
All right. I agree with you there. I'm backing you in 100%. But I got for me, and my second best bet of the weekend is Atletico Madrid over 1.5 goals. Atletico Madrid, they average more than 3 goals a game, and Celta is yet to keep a clean sheet. After Atletico Madrid's loss against Valencia, they picked up form. They've won in 5 straight overall. And also they've won 3 straight against Celta. So this should be 4 straight. My best bet, Atletico Madrid over 1.5 goals. All right, let's get to the next game. Las Palmas hosting Rayo Vallecano. Las Palmas wins set at 2.63. Rayo wins set at 2.95. Line for total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Rayo has not lost in 5 games, but surprisingly only recorded 1 win during that time. Furthermore, they sit on just 2 wins all season against Granada and Alaves. Las Palmas has 3 wins in the last 5, and they look to be going in the right direction. So there 2 losses in the last 5. They came on the road. So this seems like a good spot to back Las Palmas. But also, if you look at the line, it's kind of tricky. You got something here, Sergio.
Yeah, this is on. I'm staying away from this one. This one is a draw all the way. Yeah, Vallecano. The last 4 games will try, and I think this one will be the 5th. Yes, they are so close to each other. Las Palmas, I think that the matches that they won, especially against the one against Villarreal, yeah, that won't happen again anytime soon. I'm going for a draw in this one. I don't lean towards the optimists.
Yeah,
Draw all the way for me.
Yeah, scoring goals is also still an issue for Las Palmas. They've just scored 6 goals in all season. So I agree with you. This feels like a draw. I think I'm also staying away from this game. All right.
Yeah, because out of the last 4 games they played against each other, 3 were a draw. So
yeah. No, look for that trend to continue here. All right. Yeah. Next game, Girona hosting Almeria. Girona wins set at 1.49. Almeria wins set at 6.75. Line for total goals posted at 3.5. Now, if before the season I told you Girona would have an odd of 1.49 against Almeria, you would not believe me. But surprisingly, Girona, they just have 1 loss against Real Madrid. And also they shook off their loss in the last game against Cadiz. Also, that it was kind of a sloppy win. Almeria yet to taste victory. They sit on the bottom of the league, and they're just the worst team in the league. They have allowed 24 goals. So, Girona should win in this spot. But there's not a lot of value in backing Girona, and I don't like the over 3.5 goals. But you got something here, Sergio.
No, also not. It's still weird for me to see Girona on the second spot. I don't know. I don't know how long they're gonna keep this up, but chapeau for them. No, but yeah, not an interesting bet this game. I'm also sure that Girona will win this one over 3.5. No, wouldn't go there. Almeria will defend like hell. So yeah, not an interesting match for me.
All right, let's get to the next game. Villarreal hosting Alaves. Villarreal wins set at 1.75. Alaves wins set at 4.9. Total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Villarreal, they also switched coaches before the international break. They won their game in Europe, but then they fell short against Las Palmas. Alaves has won 2 games, but both of those wins came at home. They've just been abysmal on the road. So this feels like the perfect opponent for Villarreal to get their first league win under their new coach. I'm going to back Villarreal in this spot as my third best bet for the weekend. It's not great value, but good value at 1.75, given how terrible Alaves is, especially on the road. So I have a best bet at Villarreal and winning this game. What you got here, Sergio?
I'm leaning more towards over 2.5. Just like you said, this is a game for Villarreal to and especially the one that they lost against Las Palmas. I think yeah, was a very bad match of them. But I'm leaning more towards over 2.5. I think Villarreal will definitely do everything to win this game and yeah, possible. And also, if you look the last matches that they played against Alaves, they scored a lot. So yeah, I'm going for the over 2.5.
All right, also not a bad bet. All right, let's get to the next game. Barcelona hosting Athletic Bilbao. Barcelona, they've looked very inconsistent at times, primarily on the road. But on the other hand, at home, they've won every game, scoring 4 goals a game. So I'm in a tough spot here because before this weekend, I kind of considered putting Athletic Bilbao as my upset special for the weekend. But then I looked at the home form of Barcelona. I'm like, oh my god, they're awesome at home, but they struggle on the road. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence here, but I have a best bet in this game, and that's in both teams to score. You got something here, Sergio.
Yeah. Usually, Athletic Bilbao is one of the teams that cause Barcelona trouble, but then it's at home where they play in Bilbao. Barcelona will win this match, I'm sure. I would still go for both teams to score and the Barcelona win. That's the way that I'm going.
All right. Now that also confirms further what I'm saying. I have both teams to score as my best bet in number 4 for the weekend. All right. It's still itching, you know. I want to pick Bilbao as an upset. I really want to do that, but it's kind of itching.
I don't see it happening, but I'm a little bit biased, so yeah.
uh,
You also actually because
no, but
because you want them to lose. So
obviously I have some interest in Barcelona losing since I'm a Real Madrid fan, but it's just that Barcelona has been inconsistent at times. But like I said, that's been on the road. They 2-2 draw against Mallorca, or 2-2 draw against Granada. Those are two pretty bad teams. So that's why I thought like, okay, maybe Bilbao can pull off an upset here. But like I said, Barcelona, they've been awesome at home. It's tough to look past the Barcelona win. So I'm just going with both teams to score. All right, let's get to the next game. Valencia hosting Cadiz. Valencia wins set at 1.82. Cadiz wins set at 5.1. Total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Valencia, they sit on 1 win in the last 5 games, while Cadiz is winless in the last 5 games. Cadiz has won 2 games, but both of those games came at home. And I think they were somewhat lucky to win against Villarreal at home after Villarreal received a red card, went down to 10 men. Cadiz then took over the game. Valencia, they have been the model of inconsistency. They have won 2 games at home. They've lost 2 games at home. And it's been like win, lose, win, lose. And now they're coming at home again. And they've beaten some good teams at home. I'd say some good teams, a good team. They've beaten Atletico Madrid at home. But then also a bad loss against Osasuna. Still, like I said, Cadiz, they look worse. They have 3 in a road losses. So I'm gonna back Valencia here in a home win. What you got, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm also gonna back Valencia in this one. I definitely think that Cadiz is one of the teams that Valencia, would like to play against for them to uh, gain a little bit confidence. And actually, I even think it's gonna be an easy win for Valencia. I don't know why, but it feels that way. But Valencia is my third lock of the weekend at 1.8 against Cadiz on a
Yeah, that's good.
Monday. Yeah,
That's good value. That's very good
it's
value.
Valencia.
I also considered putting Valencia as one of my best bets, but then I was like, I'm just gonna back them in a win. Don't have it as a best bet, but I really like Valencia in this spot. I really like Valencia in this spot. All right, that
Yeah.
wraps up La Liga. Let's get to Eredivisie. First game, RKC hosting Volendam. Waalwijk wins set at 1.74. Volendam wins set at 4.7. Line for the total goals posted at 3.5. Now, this is a very high total given that these are 2 very bad teams. 2 teams that sit very close to the bottom, so you don't want to back either of these teams. 30 goals allowed between them and just 12 goals scored. Under 3.5 should be the play here, but I hate picking the under 3.5 when you have teams with pretty weak defenses. So I'm not laying the juice. This is a stay away game for me, but you got something in front of you.
Yeah. It's for me. It's RKC. I think RKC will win this game. Volendam is a little bit worse. Okay, they won a game against Utrecht, but they were really lucky that match. And Utrecht isn't one of the strongest teams in the Eredivisie this season. Very disappointing. I think they're almost last
No, they are
in
last.
the
They're dead
competition.
last. They're dead
Uh,
last.
yeah, like, look at it. Yeah, the last. So, yeah. So no. I'm going for RKC on this one. RKC, they won 2 of the last 3 games, and the one against Twente was, of course, a very interesting one. Almere,
That
they
was a
lost
bad
that
loss.
one.
That was a bad loss.
They
That
were,
was a bad loss.
yeah. Yes, and they were playing away. So yeah, I'm going for RKC in this one.
I agree with you that RKC is a little bit better, but I hate backing bad teams, and especially when they're this close to each other. So I'm staying away from this game. All right, next game, PSV hosting Fortuna. Not much here for me. PSV should get the win. Fortuna's bad. I don't. There's low value in backing PSV, so I'm staying away from this game. It's set at 1.15. Very low value. Also low value in backing the total goals over 3.5. So I'm staying away from this game. It should be an easy win for PSV, but I don't think you have something here, Sergio. But you got something?
No. This one is it's a slam dunk, and
All right.
PSV win. And I think next week is a more interesting game for them. But yeah, this one no, they'll win this one.
All right. Let's get to the next game. NEC hosting Almere City. NEC wins set at 1.79. Almere City wins set at 4.6. Total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Almere City coming off back-to-back wins, while NEC are coming off a bad loss against Vitesse. But this should be the perfect opponent for NEC to get back to winning ways. Wouldn't you say? Like Almere City may be brewing with some confidence after back-to-back wins, but you have to back an NEC in this spot. They're playing at home. They're a little bit better. I know they haven't looked great, but they're a little bit better. They've scored twice as much as Almere City, so backing NEC should be the play here. You got something, Sergio?
Yeah, yes, of course. NEC, Almere City, if they win 3 games in a row, maybe the first team ever in the Eredivisie that
Yeah,
came as a promovendus, somebody that a team that never played in the Eredivisie before and win 3 games in a row. No, I think the 2 games. I wouldn't call it luck because they're playing very well actually, but but the only problem is for them is they the chances that they get that they create they have like a finishing problem. So um, you're right. I'm going for NEC. They won't win 3 games in a row. No, I don't think so. And NEC needs this win, and against Almere City is a perfect chance for them to do so.
yeah, they need this win very badly. And like you said, Almere City coming off back-to-back wins, but first one against Utrecht, dead last in the competition. Second one against RKC, also a bad team. Like NEC is not great, but they should get the win here. All right,
Yeah,
next
against
game.
Almere.
Yeah, next game. Feyenoord hosting Vitesse. Feyenoord wins set at 1.18. Vitesse wins set at 17. Line for solo goals posted at 3.5. Now, the line tells you everything you need to know. Stay far, far away from this game. You got something here, Sergio.
Actually, the over 3.5 is interesting, and for this match, yeah, 1.9. Feyenoord, I'm pretty sure they will score 3 goals,
Yeah,
but
but
for
if
Vitesse
you
to score, not sure,
exactly
but
if you want to go over the 3.5, you might need Vitesse to score at least a goal. And if you look at Vitesse, in their last 6 games, they scored just in 1 game. They have trouble finding the net.
yeah, and that's why they can't keep having that problem. And Feyenoord, I don't know, they always get some kind of goal,
Yeah,
against I don't know. Usually against the little teams, they they get a goal. So uh, for me, over 3.5, I would try that one. But further, no, there's nothing interesting about this match.
I'm staying away from this game. Like I said, Vitesse bad, low value in backing Feyenoord. Over 3.5, under 3.5, it's almost a pick 'em. So maybe not a bad spot, but I'm staying away. Next game, AZ hosting Heerenveen. AZ wins set at 1.33. Heerenveen wins set at 10.5. Line for the total goals set at 3.5. Now, these are two teams that are going in the opposite direction. AZ has not lost in 5, they have 4 wins, while Heerenveen has not won in 5 with 4 losses. So opposite directions, like I said, for both teams. There's no other way to back AZ. AZ is coming off an emotional win against Ajax, but I can't see Heerenveen getting anything more than a goal maybe out of this game. You got something here, Sergio?
No, actually, this game is the last chance for Kees van Wonderen. I think you can bet on him losing his job this
All
weekend.
right,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, no. AZ will win this game. They're playing at home. Maybe if they were playing away, I would give Heerenveen a small chance to draw. But no, for me it's AZ all the way. AZ will definitely win this game, and Kees van Wonderen will lose his job.
All right, I agree with you there. Next up, Utrecht hosting Ajax. Maybe the game of the week in the Eredivisie, but for different reasons. This may be a relegation battle. Utrecht wins set at 4. Yeah, Utrecht wins set at 4. Ajax wins set at 1.93. Live for total goals posted at 3.5. Like I said, this may be a relegation cracker. And Utrecht, they switched coaches. They picked up a win, but they still sit at the bottom of the league. But the last time Ajax won a game, this was mind blowing. The last time Ajax won a game in all of competitions was the end of August. We're in mid-October. This is crazy. Yeah, so that stat was just mind blowing. And Ajax in the last time they won was in the end of August. Listen, Ajax is bad. Ajax is pretty bad, but Utrecht is even worse. So I'm still gonna back Ajax in this spot. If Ajax can't win this game, they might get relegated, and I don't see that happening.
No, no.
I don't see that happening. So I'm gonna back Ajax in this spot. And Utrecht usually plays Ajax tough, but they have won 3 straight. And so let's make it 4 straight. Ajax wins this game. You got something, Sergio.
Of course, I got something. I got Utrecht to win this game.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes, yes,
no.
yes. No, 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 no. Man, I believe that this is gonna be the worst season for Ajax ever. I'm not seeing them finishing in the top 10. Believe me.
Oh my
And
God.
no, no, no. Here's how their weekend will go. They will lose against FC Utrecht because Utrecht is always causing a problem for Ajax. And if there is a chance for Utrecht to really hurt Ajax this season, it's
Yeah.
now. It's this weekend. And Maurice Stijn, he has to lose his job. The the players are not backing him up anymore. I'm sure Maurice Stijn and Kees Van both will lose their job this weekend. I'm going for a Utrecht win. For me, this will be Ajax's worst nightmare. And actually, they are afraid to play this match. They're scared. I just know they are. So
Oh, all right.
for me, it's gonna be Utrecht win.
All right. Utrecht, like I said, they're dead last in the competition, so I have a hard time seeing them picking up a win. But I know Ajax is really bad. I'm sorry, I can see Utrecht winning this game. I'm going with Ajax. I'm going with Ajax. All right.
Well, Utrecht is my fourth lock, by the way.
What?
Yes,
You're
yes.
you're
No, no,
crazy.
no. No. I'm just feeling it, man.
You're
I'm
crazy.
telling you, Ajax will lose this one.
You're crazy. You're crazy. I can't back you. I can't back you in this spot. Let's get to the let's get to the next game quick. All right. Excelsior hosting PEC. Excelsior wins set at 2.45. PEC wins set at 2.95. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Excelsior is the better team here, scoring twice as much as PEC. Excelsior has not lost at home yet, but surprisingly only one win. PEC has one win on the road, but all of their other road games were losses. So I got an Excelsior over 1.5 goals as a best bet. You got something here, Sergio.
Yeah, I'm going for an Excelsior win. This one, yeah, very good odd for Excelsior. Excelsior is definitely the better team. PEC Zwolle, one of the worst teams in the Eredivisie this season. One of the candidates to drop down to the Keukendivisie. So no, I'm backing Excelsior. Excelsior, I love the way they play. They play with a lot of passion. They work hard for each other, and no, Excelsior win for me.
All right. Like I said, I got Excelsior over 1.5 goals as a best bet. So let's get to the next game. Heracles hosting Twente. Heracles wins set at 5.4. Twente wins set at 1.67. Line for the total goals posted at 2.5. Now, Twente has only one loss in club competitions, and they've allowed just 4 goals. So they've kind of been on fire after dropping out of an European competition. And Heracles has one win in the last 4. They are better at home with just one loss, but Twente will be a far better test than they have faced at home so far. So I would back Twente in a win here. Where are you going, Sergio?
Actually, this is a derby. Yes, it's a derby. I'm leaning more towards a draw. These two teams when they play against each other, and especially when it's in Almelo, when they play in Almelo. Look at the last 4 games; they were all a draw. Twente only won in 21. They won. So I'm leaning more towards a draw. I think this one is a 1-1 game also. Exact score 1-1.
No, no, I'm not going that way. Like I said, I'm leaning towards Twente. But I get what you're saying. Draw possible, but Twente, they've been great over the last couple of games. Like I said, they've only allowed 4 goals, only 1 loss. So I'm gonna back Twente in a win here. Not one of my best bets, but I'm going with a Twente win. All right, next game. Go Ahead Eagles hosting Sparta. Go Ahead Eagles win set at 2.28. Sparta win set at 3.1. Line for the total goals posted at 2.5. Now, these are 2 evenly matched teams, 6th and 7th spot. Go Ahead Eagles has won every home game, and they average more than 3 goals at home. It's very wild. Sparta coming off back-to-back road losses. So I would say this is a good spot to back Go Ahead Eagles. And given that they average more than they average more than 3 goals a game at home, betting Go Ahead Eagles over 1.5 goals should be the play here, right?
Actually, no.
All right.
I'm going for a Sparta win. This one. You're right. Go Ahead Eagles. They it seems like they win every home game. Yeah, and that's the problem. Sparta lost their last 2 games, and I don't see them losing 3 games in a row. They have a good team. They play very well. They have a very good coach. So for me, Go Ahead Eagles will, I think, lose their first game at home, and it will be
Uh,
against Sparta.
Now I'm leaning towards Go Ahead to win this game, but like I said, I have Go Ahead over 1.5 goals. So possible in a draw is possible, maybe a Sparta win. But given that Go Ahead Eagles is that high scoring at home, I like the over 1.5 goals. I get what you're saying. They won't stay undefeated at home. I understand that, but I like the over 1.5 goals. All right, that wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to Serie A. First game on the schedule. Hellas Verona hosting Napoli. Hellas Verona wins set at 5.8. Napoli wins set at 1.62. Line for total goals posted at 2.5. Now, after winning their first 2 games of the season, Verona has looked very bad, scoring once in the last 5 games. And Napoli coming off a bad loss against Fiorentina, but this is the perfect opponent for them to bounce back. Napoli should get the win here. What do you think, Sergio?
Yeah, this one is gonna be an easy Napoli win. I don't see nothing else happening. Verona, Hellas Verona, yeah, very very disappointing. The last 2 seasons, yeah, they were a little bit better. So no, it's a Napoli win for me. Yeah, but I'm staying away from this match, of course. But,
I'm
yeah,
not
it's
staying.
a Napoli.
I'm not staying away. I'm betting Napoli in a win. It's not great value, but at 1.62, and given the fact that they're a far better team, they should win this game. 1.62, not bad value. I'm backing Napoli in a win here, and I'm betting Napoli to win this game. All right. Next up, Torino hosting Inter. Torino wins set at 4.8. Inter wins set at 1.77. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, this line for Inter almost it opened at almost 2-1. Now it's dropped down to 1.77. So that means money's coming on Inter. Inter has dropped points in 2 of the last 5 games. So they should be up for this game. Torino has not lost at home yet, but I think Inter will take this game very seriously, especially given the fact that AC Milan is playing Juventus. So it might be a chance for Inter to take back the top spot. Um, this should be an Inter win, right? You got something.
Yes, yes, and I even think that this is a better bet if the 1.77. I think it's a better one than the Napoli. I would rather go for Inter for Inter, but for me, just like you said, AC Milan plays Juventus. Inter will definitely want to win this match, and I think they will. So for me, it's Inter win, and 1.77 is a very interesting bet.
All right, we agree there. Next game, Sassuolo hosting Lazio. Sassuolo wins at 2.7. Lazio wins at 2.48. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, both of these teams, they have 2 wins in the last 5 games, and there's actually not a lot to separate these two teams. Lazio, they're coming off a good win against Atalanta, but they have been up and down this season, especially on the road. So I would not back Lazio going on the road against Sassuolo. Sassuolo also an inconsistent team, taking points from Juventus and Inter, but then again, losing some bad matchups. So this has all the ingredients of a draw. You got something here.
Yes, yes, I would say the same thing. They even have the same amount of points. So yeah, yeah. For me, it's a draw. I'm staying away from this match also. It's yeah, it has all the ingredients for a draw. I agree with you.
All right, I'm also staying away. Next up, Roma hosting Monza. Roma wins set at 1.68. Monza wins set at 5.4. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, Roma, they seem to be picking up form with 3 straight wins, but Monza is also undefeated in 5 games. So Monza seems like a tricky opponent, and Roma kind of up and down. But like I said, okay, 3 straight wins. They seem like they're picking up form. Lukaku also in great form. Um, Roma usually plays better at home. So you got something here, Sergio.
This is a chance for Roma to really get into the top 10, and I think they will win this one against Monza. They're playing at home. They are in better form, just like you said. I think Jose Mourinho found the right ingredients for the team to start winning. So for me, it's a Roma win, and yeah, Monza, they won 2 games in a row, but I think that will be it. Uh, but Roma will win this one.
All right, good spot to back Roma in 1.68. Good value.
No, for me not. I think it's still a little bit risky. 68 is not high enough. So I'm staying away from this one, but I'm sure that Roma will
All right.
win this one.
Game, Salernitana hosting Cagliari. Salernitana wins at 2.38. Cagliari wins at 3.25. Line for total goals set at 2.5. These are two of the worst teams in the league facing off. Just 5 goals scored between them. You can't back either of these teams with any confidence. So under 2.5
No.
goals should be the play here, but they've allowed 33 goals between them. I'm staying away from this game. What are you doing here?
Yes, I'm staying away from this one. I think they both see this game as a chance to get a point. So 1 point. I even think that before the game they will agree with each other. Yeah, to just draw this game. No, mm, for me it's a draw. I'm also staying away from this match.
All right. Next up, Bologna hosting Frosinone. Bologna wins set at 1.71. Frosinone wins set at 5.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Bologna undefeated in their last 5, but only 1 win, and they were scoreless in 3 of those games. Frosinone, they have 2 wins in the last 5 games. Surprisingly, Frosinone has only 1 road loss. Bologna has only 1 home loss. So Bologna seems kind of like the better team, but I won't count out Frosinone just yet. They seem like a tricky opponent. Best bet for this game should be both teams to score, at least for me. Bologna's playing at home, so I expect them to get on the score sheet, while Frosinone has been kept scoreless in 1 of the last 5 games. So I also expect them to get on the score sheet. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm going for a Bologna win. They and especially because they're playing at home, they haven't lost a game, as I said, in the last 6 games. So yeah, I'm going for a Bologna win in this one. Not a really interesting odd at 1.71, but yeah, for me it's a Bologna win.
All right. Let's get to the next game. Atalanta hosting Genoa. Atalanta wins set at 1.56. Genoa wins set at 6.4. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Genoa, they have been a tricky opponent, taking points from Roma, at Lazio, and Napoli. But I don't feel like they should trouble Atalanta here, right? Atalanta playing at home, they're undefeated at home. They have 1 sole draw, came against Juventus. So Atalanta should get all the points. What you got?
Yeah, sure. This one is a Atlanta all the way. I even would go for the over 2.5. Yeah, I see because I see Genoa maybe scoring a goal, and Atalanta would have to score 2. So I would go for a over 2.5 in this one. The last 2 games ended up in a draw, of course, 0-0. But in 21, Atlanta won with 3-4. So I would go for the over 2.5 in this one. Atalanta is the better team, and I'm pretty sure they will score at least 2 goals.
All right. Next game, AC Milan hosting Juventus. Game of the week in Serie A. AC Milan wins set at 2.25. Juventus wins set at 3.4. Line for the total goals posted at 2.5. Now, for me, this comes down to the status of Chiesa and Vlahovic. They've been injured. I don't know what their status is for this game yet, if they are a go, and especially with Maignan receiving a red card in his last game. If Chiesa and Vlahovic are a go, I would back Juventus in this spot. So I'm going to wait to place a bet on this game, monitor the lineups. You got something here, Sergio?
I'm also leaning towards Juventus, actually. The bad luck that AC Milan has is that Inter is playing on Saturday. And if Inter wins on Saturday, AC Milan, the pressure will be on, and Juventus will try to take advantage of that. And so I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Juventus. I even think that Juventus will win this match. Honestly, I'm going for a Juventus win. I'm going for the underdog in this match.
Like I said, maybe the line Juventus is like I said, I feel like it's kind of high, but also maybe depending on the status of Chiesa and Vlahovic, there's some uncertainty there. If Chiesa and Vlahovic are a go, I'm definitely hopping on Juventus. All right, next game, Udinese hosting Lecce. Now, Lecce started off the season kind of solid, but they tailed off in the last 3 matches and are failing to win each of them. Udinese, meanwhile, still winless and they're still struggling to find the net. So, tough game to call. I'm also staying away from this game. Lecce is the better team, but I can't back them on the road. Where are you going here, Sergio?
Yes, I knew Lecce wasn't gonna keep this up. And now they lost form, and I'm afraid for them that it will stay this way for a few more matches. Just like you said, you can't back none of these two. I see this one also ending in a draw.
All right. Let's get to the next game. Fiorentina hosting Empoli. Fiorentina wins set at 1.47. Empoli wins set at 7. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Fiorentina coming off a great win against Napoli. I think they should continue their fine form here. Empoli, they have 1 win, but they have scored only 1 goal all season. So they obviously have trouble finding the net. Fiorentina should have very little trouble putting Empoli aside. This should be an easy Fiorentina win. Not a lot of value in backing Fiorentina for a win, so I'm staying away from this game, but I vehemently expect Fiorentina to win this game. What do you think, Sergio?
Yeah, me also. Also not an interesting bet, and also not more than 2.5 goals. Yeah, only at 1.65. So this one will be an easy win for Fiorentina. So not an interesting match to place a bet on.
All right, that wraps up Serie A. Let's get to Premier League. First game, Premier League, Liverpool hosting Everton. Liverpool wins set at 1.38. Everton wins set at 8.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Everton has won 3 of the last 5 games, but they should be no match for Liverpool at home. Liverpool, they barely lose at Anfield, so no best bet for me in this game. I expect Liverpool to come away with the win. You got something here, Sergio.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Liverpool, I don't think they will have any trouble with Everton this weekend, and more than 3.5. I think it's a little bit too much, because I'm sure Everton will try to keep things tight. So no, just the Liverpool win for me, and yeah, not an interesting odd.
All right, I agree there. Next up, Nottingham Forest hosting Luton Town. Nottingham Forest wins set at 1.71. Luton wins set at 5.6. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, both of these two teams have 1 win in their last 5 games, but Forest has 1 loss in the last 5 games, and Luton has 3 losses in the last 5 games. Both these teams are very low scoring, and each of the last 4 meetings has seen under 2.5 goals. I think it should be 5 straight. What do you think?
Yeah, Forest, Nottingham Forest. They are the better team, but Luton Town, very very disappointing. They only won like the 1 game against Everton. Nottingham Forest is a team for them to at least try to get a point. The only problem for them is that they're playing away, but I'm really not convinced that Forest can win this game.
I'm also staying away from this game. Like I said, it should probably see under 2.5 goals. I have a hard time picking any one of them to win this game. Let's get to the next game. Newcastle hosting Crystal Palace. Newcastle wins set at 1.48. Palace wins set at 8. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Crystal Palace look much like the team they were last year. They've scored 7 goals, they've allowed 7 goals. Newcastle, they kind of caught fire in their last couple of games. They're playing at home, and I think that streak should continue here. They should win against Palace. It's actually surprisingly low value for Newcastle United, so I'm not gonna back them in this spot. I will back them for a win. I'm not gonna bet them in this spot. Now each of the last 5 meetings has seen under 2.5 goals. But with the goal scoring from Newcastle is in, you don't want to touch the under 2.5 goals. So where are you going here, Sergio?
Yeah, Newcastle, very convincing and impressing against Paris Saint-Germain. For me, it was I think one of the best matches of the season. Um, but like I said, I'm leaning more towards Newcastle to win this one. And yeah, not an interesting odds, and over 2.5. Yeah, also not. And it's just a risky to go for the total of goals. So staying away from this match, not really interesting for me.
All right, we agree there. Next up, Manchester City hosting Brighton. Manchester City wins set at 1.44. Brighton wins set at 7.5. Lions for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Manchester City are coming off back-to-back losses in like forever. For sure under Guardiola. Now, Brighton, they're sneaky good, but given that Manchester City is playing at home, coming off back-to-back losses, it's hard to see this being 3 straight, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Brighton, I think they come at the wrong time. So yeah, no. City, for them, Brighton is the perfect opponent to regain a little bit confidence if they need it. But no, definitely easy Manchester City win. I don't see nothing else happening.
Yeah,
Brighton
and
won't
low,
surprise this time.
yeah, and low value. So I'm also in staying away from betting this game. And but also I got burned and last time because Manchester City at Arsenal, I had City over 1.5 goals, and of course Haaland didn't show up again in a big game, so I'm staying away from I'm staying away from City games.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, next up, Brentford hosting Burnley. Brentford wins set at 1.85. Burnley wins set at 4.6. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Surprisingly, Brentford has not won a home game all season, but I think this is the perfect opponent for them. Burnley has the second worst defense in the league, and they score less than a goal a game. So I'm going to back Brentford in this spot. I have Brentford as one of my best bets for the weekend. Back Brentford for a win. Where are you going here, Sergio?
Yes, also because I was really surprised that Brentford didn't win in the last 6 games, and I really expected more from them, but just like you say, I'm also backing Brentford in this one for a win. I think it will be first win for them in a long time. And 1.83 is a very interesting odd. So I'm going for a Brentford win also this match.
All right. We also agree there. Next up, Bournemouth hosting Wolves. Bournemouth wins set at 2.5. Wolves win set at 2.95. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Wolves may be coming off their most impressive back-to-back wins. Not wins, back-to-back games. One win against Manchester City and a draw against Aston Villa. But both of those games were at home. On the other hand, Bournemouth has the worst attack with only 5 goals scored. Bournemouth also still winless. But the games they've played at home were against West Ham, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So kind of a tough spot for them at their home games. But still, with only 5 goals scored, this has all the makings of a draw for me. What do you think, Sergio?
Yeah, if Wolverhampton was playing at home, I would definitely put my money on them. But now they're playing away against Bournemouth. Yeah, I'm also leaning more towards a draw. Yeah, it's not that difficult to see this one coming. Bournemouth, yeah, they know against Wolverhampton, one of the teams that they are supposed to get their points against. So yeah, for me it's a draw. Also, I don't really see nothing else happening.
All right, we agree there. Next up, game of the week, the Premier League. Chelsea hosting Arsenal. Chelsea wins set at 3.35. Arsenal wins set at 2.33. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Chelsea, they've won 3 straight games. But on the other hand, Arsenal is coming off an impressive win against Manchester City. London Derby. What do you think, Sergio?
Um, for me, it's not difficult. I'm going for Arsenal all the way. I don't see Chelsea winning this one, and Arsenal at the 2.3. Yeah, no. I'm definitely going for Arsenal. Arsenal is definitely one of my locks. I don't see Chelsea causing any trouble for Arsenal. Yeah, and Arsenal will definitely take this a chance to you know conquer London. So yeah. So no. For me, definitely Arsenal this weekend, and they have a very interesting odds at
Yeah, and
2.3.
true. Like I said, Chelsea 3 straight wins, but first one was in the EFL Cup against Brighton. So okay. Second one against Fulham, not a great team, and the last one, of course, against Burnley, one of the worst teams in the Premier League. Arsenal, and no, Arsenal is in a far better team, and Arsenal should get the win against Chelsea. Don't think that Chelsea has turned things around. This should be an Arsenal win. I agree with you there. All right. Next up, Sheffield hosting Manchester United. Sheffield wins set at 8. Manchester United wins set at 1.48. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Now, Manchester United, they have been anything but impressive this season. But they are getting a lot of players back from injury, and they are playing the worst team in the league. So, as much as I want to fade and Manchester United, they should get the win here, right?
Yes, Manchester United, they should have lost the game against Brentford. For me, they were just lucky. They would have lost what was going to be the third or fourth home game
Yeah,
that without a
scored
win.
two. They scored 2 late goals.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. As much as I want them to lose, yeah, Sheffield, I think it's a little bit too weak opponent for them. So no, I will. Manchester United will win this one, and Erik ten Hag will live another weekend.
All right, we agree there. We got 2 games left. Aston Villa hosting West Ham. Aston Villa wins set at 1.97. West Ham wins set at 3.85. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, since appointing Unai Emery, Villa has been one of the best home teams in the league, but they have lost 3 straight home games against West Ham. These are 2 very solid teams and high scoring, so we should see over 2.5 goals. And I'm leaning slightly towards Villa. The last time Villa won at home against West Ham was back in 2015. so I'm kind of hesitating. I would rather play an Aston Villa over 1.5 goals than backing them in a win, because I can see West Ham pulling off a draw. Where are you going here, Sergio?
Actually, this match together with Chelsea Arsenal is one of the games to watch this weekend. I think that Aston Villa West Ham will be an incredible game. I see them scoring a lot of goals, both, and I'm also leaning more towards Aston Villa for a win. Unai Emery, like you said, changed things. Aston Villa playing a lot better now, and and definitely one of my favorite coaches. No, for me it's Aston Villa win and game must watch this weekend.
All right. Last game. Tottenham hosting Fulham. Tottenham wins set at 1.54. Fulham wins set at 6.25. Line for a total goal set at 3.5. Now, if after the departure of Harry Kane, we told you that Tottenham would be sitting on top of the league, everyone would have laughed, right? But surprisingly, they do. Now, Fulham has gathered 11 points, but their sole win on the road was against Everton, and they've only scored 8 goals so far. That's like one a game. Tottenham should leave this game with all 3 points, right? So shouldn't be a tough game for them.
Yeah, and also, like you said, Kane. Do you think Kane was the problem at Tottenham?
No.
Just like how Dries Mertens was the problem at Napoli. The moment he leaves, they become champion. Although he scored so many goals at
No, I think
Napoli.
this has more to do with the coaching change. I think the coach in Tottenham has now is a very good coach. I was kind of skeptical on them coming into the season, but now it's hard to not give them their flowers. They've done a great job.
Yeah. But having said that, no. For me, it's an easy Tottenham win. I don't see Fulham causing any trouble for Tottenham. I think they will stay at the top for another weekend, and we'll see what happens next. But for now, they're good. They're definitely doing a very good job.
All right. Now that wraps up this weekend's matchups and predictions. We want to thank everybody that joined in. Now we hope we gave you guys some great picks to go bet on for this weekend. But like we always say, bet smart, bet with your head, and be responsible. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everybody.